The Philippine Stock Exchange is the only equities exchange in the country. It is one of the oldest stock exchanges in Asia, tracing its roots from the establishment of the Manila Stock Exchange in 1927 and the Makati Stock Exchange in 1963. The two exchanges were unified in 1992 to form the PSE we know today. The PSE is a venue for companies to raise capital for business expansion. More than 280 companies are currently listed on the stock exchange. The PSE also serves as the marketplace for investors looking to invest in equities. Stock investments have the potential to grow over time through price appreciation and dividends. The PSE helps maintain a fair and transparent market through its continuing disclosure requirements for publicly listed companies. Meantime, its independent subsidiary, the Capital Markets Integrity Corporation, oversees and regulates trading participants. Investors who would like to invest in stocks will need to open an account with any of the PSE-accredited stock brokerage firms. Visit the PSE website at www.pse.com.ph or follow our official social media accounts to know more about raising capital and investing in the stock market.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our second webinar for the year entitled Investing for Retirement. John Garcia po, Business Development Head at Market Education OIC ng PSE, your host and moderator for this webinar. Ang sarap ano, parang Friday ang feels natin kahit Tuesday pa lang. Salamat sa holiday bukas. Alam nyo guys, tuwing Labor Day talagang sineselebrate natin ang sipag at sakripisyo ng mga manggagawa. Habang iniisip natin ang contribution nila sa lipunan natin, hindi rin natin dapat kalimutan ang mahalagang usapin ng pagre-retiro. So all of us are aspiring to retire comfortably someday, di ba? So this is the stage in our life where we enjoy the fruits of our years of hard work and dedication in our respective fields and careers. Kaya talagang napakahalaga ng paghahanda para sa future natin sa pamamagitan ng number 1, pagpaplano. Number 2, pag-iipon. At syempre, number 3, pag-i-invest para sa retirement. So samahan nyo kami in the next 1 hour at pag-usapan natin kung bakit nga ba mahalagang mag-invest para sa pagre-retiro at kung paano makakatulong dito ang passive investing strategy. So we invited guests from one of our accredited stockbrokers, Dragonfly Securities, to give us a deep dive into how we can develop our passive investment strategy and how we can use their newest mobile app as a tool to invest for our retirement. So guys, sabay-sabay na natin pag-aralan how we can plan for our future by listening to our special guest from Dragonfly, which we will introduce at makikilala nyo sila very soon. So gawin nating interactive ang session. Huwag kayong mahihiya na magtanong at mag-share ng inyong mga experiences at insights sa comment sections down below. Sa mga viewers natin in Zoom, please remember to use the chat box in engaging our speakers. And of course, kung may mga questions kayo, i-type nyo lang sa Q&A box. Before we get started, here are a few reminders to our attendees. This webinar is recorded. Only the speakers and their presentations will be visible throughout this session. Ensure that your internet connectivity is stable and refrain from opening multiple browsers or downloading any programs to avoid disruptions during this session. Your microphones are disabled. However, this should not affect your ability to listen to our speakers. Please remember to check the volume control of your device. Gaya po na sinabi ko kanina, we enjoin everyone to actively participate during the live Q&A segment. Our participants in Zoom may type their questions in the Q&A box, while Facebook livestream viewers may type their questions in the comment section anytime during the webinar session. We have a set of panelists in the backstage ready to answer your questions in the Q&A box. After the presentation, we will take some of your questions live during our Q&A segments. And guys, may pa-surprise nga pala kami. Dragonfly will be giving away exclusive merch to the first 5 people whose questions will be chosen in the live Q&A later. So have those questions ready and don't forget to stay till the very end. So, depende pala to kung sinong mapipili ko mamaya na unang 5 tao na nag-send ng questions sila for the Q&A. So, galingan niyo yung pag-send ng questions Dapat yung interesting at saka relevant sa ating topic. Okay. So bago natin simulan ang webinar, magkaroon muna tayo ng quick survey upang makilala natin ang mga manonood ngayong hapon. Saka para ma-practice na rin tayo sa pakikipag-interact sa amin. Okay, our first poll question. May experience ka na ba? Saan? Sa pag-i-invest. Oo, and I'm currently invested. Or hindi pa, pero interesado ako magsimula. So yung mga Zoom viewers, i-click nyo lang yung answer and click submit. Yung mga ating Facebook live stream viewers, pa-type lang po ng sagot sa comment section. Okay, let's close the poll and share the results with everyone. Our Zoom viewers, 78% po sa kanila ay oo at nag-i-invest na, while 22% hindi pa at interesadong magsimula. Well, you're in the right place because maganda ang ituturong investment strategy sa inyo this afternoon. Sa mga live stream viewers naman natin, they are currently investing. 3 sa kanila, may isa na hindi pa nag-i-invest at gustong matuto. Ayun, si Marquez din, hindi pa nag-i-invest, gustong matuto. Okay, so keep those comments coming and the responses coming. Next poll question, please. Bakit kayo nag-i-invest? Why do you invest? Yung unang sagot, gusto ko mag-retire ng maaga. Or saving for a specific goal, house, car, education, o baka may pinag-iipon ng special event like a wedding. Or gusto ko magkaroon ng extra income stream. Okay? Okay, we're waiting for the responses to come in. All right. We are now closing the poll and sharing the results with everyone. Okay, so 56% ng ating respondents sa Zoom gusto magkaroon ng extra income stream. Siyempre maganda no na marami tayong mga pinanggagalingan ng ating income. Hindi lang tayo umaasa sa isang income stream. Very good. Pangalawa, gustong mag-retire ng maaga. Naku, ako gusto ko rin yan. Pero not too soon. A few years pa. Peace. Okay, tapos saving for a specific goal, house, car, or education ang number 3 sa mga responses at 17%. Sa mga nag-respond naman sa Facebook, halo-halo, ano, may gustong ng extra income stream, gusto mag-retire ng maaga. Yan ang nakuha nating responses. Okay, moving on to our third and last poll question for this afternoon. Okay, so how do you see yourself 10 years from now? Okay, parang tinatanong to sa school. Okay, still working pero may ipon? Or retired pero may investments, ha? May kumikitang investments. Okay. Sige. Let's wait for the responses. Medyo nag-uunahan yung A and B. All right. So let's close the poll and share the results with everyone. Wow, interesting. 50-50. So 50% still working pero may ipon na. Very good. At 50% naman, wow, sana all, retired na at may kumikitang investments. Sa ating live stream, mas nandoon sila sa retired na at may mga kumikitang investments. Okay, well, thank you for answering our poll survey. Ilan na kaya ang kasama natin sa live this afternoon? So checking our Zoom and Facebook, we have close to 200 live participants and dadami pa to hanggang mamaya. So hopefully mas dumami pa nga ang ating mga attendees dahil napaka-importante at interesting ng topic natin for today. So to everyone joining us right now, thank you for choosing to invest your afternoon with us. Without further ado, kilalanin na natin ang ating mga bisita ngayong hapon. One of our speakers is John Lim, the CEO and co-founder of Dragonfly Securities. John has 22 years of solid experience and a deep understanding of the financial landscape. And Dragonfly is actually one of the newest online stockbrokers accredited by the PSE. So it's very interesting to learn about their mobile app today. Also joining John this afternoon is Dragonfly's esteemed research analyst, Franco Fernandez. All right, everyone, join me in welcoming John and Franco. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our webinar. So to every
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much.
John, first of all, thank you sa inyo and to the PSE for providing us a venue to discuss a topic that we are very passionate about in Dragonfly. It's actually our entire reason for being, that is helping Filipinos attain financial independence through investing. So, would you like us to start na po?
Of course, sir. We're very much looking forward. The floor is yours. John and Franco, take it away.
All right, sounds good. Sige. Okay. Let's share. Okay. So, why do we invest? Can we show the next slide, please? So, why should you invest? Actually, this is a no-brainer one. Alam naman natin lahat bakit tayo dapat mag-invest. We invest so that we can achieve financial independence, to pursue the things and spend time with the people that we value. But so it's perplexing bakit only a few of us do invest. So next slide. So we always hear three things. Kumari, when we speak to our clients, we always hear three things bakit hindi nag-i-invest mga tao. It's too risky. I don't have enough money. I don't know where to begin. So let's break it down. Okay, it's too risky. Actually, next slide. Next slide, guys. Actually, the risk is in not investing. Kumari, I'll just give you an example. If you have 50,000 pesos, tas hindi mo siya in-invest, at that inflation rate of 3%, after 20 years, your 50,000 pesos is now just worth 27,000. Okay, I'll give you a even more dire picture. Next slide, please. According to the BSP, our Bangko Sentral, our own Bangko Sentral, Filipinos are one of the least prepared for retirement. So Filipinos only have 3.6 months of income for retirement, and the average monthly pension from our SSS is only 5,000. As a matter of fact, only 20% of senior citizens are covered by SSS. Next slide. So I don't have enough money, but in reality, it takes very little money to start investing. Let me show you. So let's say, for example, I'm currently in my 20s. If I invest 1,000 pesos per month for over 40 years, and I compound my investment at an 8% annual rate of return, why 8%? Kasi if you look at the different 20-year periods, the PSEI has actually averaged around 7 to 10% per annum. Okay, so for a total investment of, next slide, contribution of 480,000. John, ikaw na lang tatanungin ko, John. Can you take a guess how much you will end up with if you invest 1,000 pesos per month for 40 years and compound it at an annual growth rate of 8%?
Nako,
How much
John,
do you end up with in 40 years?
You put me on the spot here. Hindi pa naman ako magaling sa math.
Ikaw pa.
I don't know. Probably what? 10 million?
Okay. I love it na si John sobrang ambisyoso, pero let's give him the no.
In reality,
You
ilan
actually
yan?
end up with 3.1 million. That's
Okay.
6.45 times your invested capital. Okay. But let me give you something to aspire for. Next slide, please. So let's say how much do you need to invest to have 5 million by 65 years old? Okay, with the same 8% annual rate of return. Okay, when you're 25 years old, you actually only need to invest a reasonable 1,600. At 35, 3,700 na. But as you can see, it gets substantially higher as you age because you no longer have the luxury of time. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is something, actually I've been investing for 23 years now. And this is something when I started my investing journey that I played around with in my imagination a lot. Parang this is why what the difference that 1% makes. Imagine kung if you invested 100,000 pesos at a compounded annual growth rate of 10%. After 20 years, you'll end up with 672. But look, if you just add 1% more, you end up with actually almost 20% higher at 806. If you add another percent, you actually end up with 43% more at 964. That's why it really is important. If you're just going to spend your time and energy while you're young, it's worthwhile spending it to become a better and better investor. Kasi the more you can compound your investment, the higher the power of compounding it becomes more and more evident. Next slide, please. Okay, now we've come to the section now where we actually expound on our preferred passive investment strategy. So I'll just give a brief next slide. I'll just give a brief intro before I pass it on to Franco. So it's called the dividend harvest strategy. The dividend harvest strategy is a time-tested retirement strategy in the US. So it shifts the attention from stock price and price volatility and capital gains. And we just focus on establishing, nurturing, and harvesting a stream of income. Okay, we shift the focus away from, again, price appreciation to the dividend stream, and we focus on its size, its safety, and its growth. John, are you still there? I was going to ask you something, John.
I'm still here. I'm listening.
All right. Sige. So, just to give everyone an example, right? Si John, his salary in the Philippine Stock Exchange, napakalaki.
No,
Actually,
oh my God.
So, imagine this. So, by the time John retires at 65, guess ko lang to by the time he retires at 65, malamang meron na yan mga 100 million. Right? 100 million. So si John at 65 years old, He's thinking, okay, by the time I'm 85 years old, I potentially can live up to 85 years old. So meron akong mga 20 years. So I'm gonna sell 5 million pesos worth of stock to fund my retirement lifestyle. Okay. What if nagkaroon ng recession on John's 65th birthday? Nagkaroon ng recession. Tapos the average recessionary bear market around 20 to 25% yan. So for 100 million, yung 100 million ni John, it gets cut down to 80 million. Malaki pa rin. But now, John can only sell 4 million pesos worth of stock instead of 5 million worth of stock. Okay. But what if yung strategy niya revolves around a passive income strategy na pinalaki lang yan ng pinalaki yung dividend stream niya? Then John no longer cares about the day-to-day price fluctuation of the stock market. And that's the strategy that we're espousing. Okay, now I hand it over to Franco, who's going to give you the nuance of the dividend harvest strategy.
All right. Thank you, Sir John. So, as Sir John mentioned, with a dividend harvest strategy, you focus on the dividend stream. So, you have to ask yourself three questions. The first question, next slide, please, is it safe? You want to be sure that the company can always sustain its dividends and consistently pay you dividends. So, for this, you have to check the payout ratio, return on equity or ROE, debt to equity, and interest coverage. Now, you don't really have to worry about computing these financial metrics anymore because with our dividend screener, it's made exactly for this strategy. You'll be able to easily find all these financial metrics for any of the dividend paying stocks available in the PSE. So you really don't have to worry about that anymore. Later in the slides, you'll see a mobile snapshot of our dividend screener. The second question is it growing? You have to look at the company's dividend history and the potential for dividend growth. The dividend history will show you the past dividends that the company has provided, and you can tell whether or not it's decreasing or increasing. So, of course, you want to invest in a company whose dividends have been increasing steadily over the past year. So, it can be like 5 years over 10 years. That can also show you whether or not the company's dividends will continue to grow in the future. But to be more certain about the dividend growth of the company, you would have to check the earnings estimate or company guidance. And the final question that you have to ask yourself is, with regards to the dividend paying stock, is what's the return? Now, for this, all you have to do is determine the rate of return that compensates you for the risk you will take. So, just to make it simpler to understand, if you were to invest in a stock, you would ideally want a rate of return 8%. And as Sir John mentioned, the return of the PSE on average is like 7 to 9%. So obviously you want to invest in a stock that would give you a better return than the index. Otherwise, it might be better to just invest in an index fund. So to help with this, yes.
I'm sorry, Franco. Let me chime in lang.
Yeah, go ahead.
So obviously, we can't go in depth into this strategy in this particular webinar because we only have an hour. But let me just debunk certain mga preconceived notions. Whenever people think about the dividend strategy, the first thing they think about is the yield. Pero that's not actually enough. That doesn't mean na you're seeing a yield of 10%, 12%. That's a great investment. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. When typically, ang dapat hinahabol mo na yield is between 4 to 7%. Diba? And what you should be paying attention to rather than just the pure yield is the growth rate of dividends. And we will show you an example later on para it will crystallize. You get to understand it better. But just keep this in mind. It's a growing dividend that supports higher stock prices. Lastly, I want to add, when we say what's the return, you don't indiscriminately buy stocks just because you have capital to deploy. Parang I always hear about the peso cost average strategy, but that actually does not work. What you really want to do is be very prudent and circumspect with your money, and you buy at the right levels. And we will teach this in future webinars, or we have resources within Dragonfly that you can read and you can watch our videos. Sorry, Franco, go ahead.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to why this is the right strategy for the PSE. So first, next slide, please. It's because of the preeminence or dominance of all the oligopolies and monopolies like SM, Ayala, Meralco, Globe, and PLDT. So these companies are virtually indestructible. As you can see, over the past decades, it's been always these companies, and they always tend to provide that dividend safety that all dividend investors want. So, and another one is the alignment of interest with the controlling shareholders. So these families, the families behind these conglomerates, also benefit from the increasing dividends. And I believe Sir John wants to has something to say about the long runway for growth for the dividends.
Yeah, Franco is correct. At the same time, diba, we all know that the Philippines is in secular expansion mode. So we're very early on because of our young and large working age population. So we all know now, okay, for example, the
What did you do? Hello? Hey, Franco, I think...
Hi. Yeah, I think Sir John got disconnected right there.
Yeah. So you can keep on, tapos balik na lang si John when he's back.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So the next one, the next point I wanted to show you guys is something actually pretty interesting. Something Sir John actually observed throughout his decades of experience in the market. Next slide, please. So the final reason is a comparison between our market and the US. So for context, so pre-2010, 40% of the total returns in the US market was tied to dividends. But post-2010, I guess after the financial crisis, only 15% of the total returns of the US stock market were tied to dividends. So you could see how over the years, the US market dividend yield has declined. But that's not the case here in the Philippines. As you can see on the table, the 2023 weighted average dividend yield of the PSEI is 2.91%, increasing over a 5-year period, while compared to the S&P 500 of only 1.47, which has been declining over the past 5 years. So based on all this, we firmly believe that dividend investing will work in the PSE and that this strategy is the right one for dividend investors. So next slide. Here's an example of the perfect dividend investing. Perfect example for dividend investing. One of the best dividend paying stocks in the PSE. So it's ICTSI. So for context, ICTSI is one of the largest independent terminal operators in the world. And it's not very often that you see a Philippine company such as this with the magnitude and global reach. So one of the great things about this stock is its dividend policy. So ICTSI's dividend policy isn't really like other dividend policies among other companies. It's more qualitative than quantitative. It's not like a 50% distribution of previous year's income. Their policy is, as if you can Google it, is to either increase the dividends or maintain its dividends of the previous year, never decreasing it. And if you look at the dividend history, it's actually one of the very few stocks whose dividend per share per annum has actually did decrease during the pandemic. So that's one of the great things about this company. So imagine, so as you can see on the slides, it compares dividend reinvesting versus non-dividend reinvesting. So imagine if you bought 100,000 shares worth of ICT in the end of 2003, which at the time was 3 pesos and 19 cents, and it distributed 30 cents in dividends. So you would essentially have 30,000 pesos at the end of 2003. And then now in 2003, they distributed, I think, 9.35 pesos per share in cash dividends. So today you would have in dividend earnings of 935,000. So you can see the exponential growth in dividend investing. And if you reinvest those dividends that you earned throughout that 20-year period, your dividend earnings basically would end up like you having your own business. You would be earning almost in the millions every year. And that's what we want to strive for in dividend investing. We want to create a portfolio that allows us to achieve this kind of return.
Yeah, so let me chime in with regards to ICT. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. So again, if if you noted what I mentioned earlier, wherein I said it's dividend growth that supports the stock price, higher stock prices. ICT perfectly exemplifies this. Why? So ICT actually increased its dividends by 24% per annum. 24% per annum. So imagine like, okay, by doing so, it's able to maintain its dividend yield as the stock goes higher and higher. That's what we mean by the dividend growth strategy. So John, I'm gonna put you on the spot again. One more time. Okay. John.
Kinakabahan ako sa'yo, John.
Oh, it's okay. Ikaw pa. So John, can you guess? There's only one stock in the whole S&P 500 that beat ICT in the past 20 years. Only one. Can you take a guess? Anong stock?
In terms of dividends.
No, in terms of that's the great thing. In terms of price appreciation lang. In terms of price appreciation.
Over the past 20 years.
Yes.
I don't know. IBM? I don't know.
Apple. There's only one stock. Tama, may nag-guess from DJ Pies. Oh, exactly. Not Nvidia. Past 20 years po.
Kasi, okay.
Before, I guess Nvidia, if you factor in its current move, yes, that may be correct. But the great thing is, imagine, Apple went up like, actually kasi yung data ko was I just cut it off until 2023. Apple went up like mga 32% per annum. ICT was not too far behind at 28% per annum without dividends. But again, it grew its dividends by 24% per annum. So imagine yung total returns mo from the dividends. Okay. Oh, 39%. Okay, thank you for
Interesting.
All right.
It's because too many people buy iPhones.
Yes. But imagine, there's a lot of money to be made in port operations. Because just a lot of people don't know. I think like parang the margin of ICT is really parang software like almost in the 50s. Okay, next slide please.
All right, so that's back to me. So let's dive into designing your passive investment strategy. So aside from the dividend harvest strategy and what we've shared with you already, there are other parts to dividend investing that you should know and have. So the first thing you should know before you buy a stock is you have to ask yourself what you're getting yourself into. What am I buying? Why am I buying it? So next slide, please. So first, you need to have the right research tools and educational materials. So you need to do some homework, but don't worry, it's not a lot of homework because nowadays you have brokers like us who provide company research and analysis, making it a lot easier for you to get a sense whether or not a stock is a good investment for you. So for example, in our typical research reports, we give you the company background, its growth prospects, competitions, financials, and recommendations, why we think it's a good investment or why we don't. Then if you if you want to do your own research that means you'd have to look at company financials. Dragonfly already can easily help you get that data with our streamlined financials for each stock, which will also be shown later. So that entails looking at financial statements, but because of what we've done with the financial data, it's a lot more easier and digestible for all of you. And through our dividend screener, you can easily look for the best dividend-paying stocks, either through the web platform, or our Dragonfly 2.0 app. So as mentioned earlier, going back to our dividend harvest strategy, like the payout ratio, ROE, debt to equity. So it's all in the dividend screener. All you have to do is search for the stock and look at those financial metrics. So that will help you determine whether or not you'd want to invest in that company. And then we understand that investing is a long journey. So which is why if you're ever in doubt about what you need to know, you can always check out our investing club or our creator circle. You'll find all sorts of educational materials for your benefit. And finally, something we are also releasing soon, so that's something to be excited about, is our investment roadmap, which is basically a guided roadmap that will help you understand the basics of technical, fundamental, and investing, all at your own pace. So again, for the first part of creating your passive investment strategy is having the right tools and research. and education materials. So the next one is making contributions, regular contributions. This is a way for you to build your portfolio over time. And retirement experts would suggest that you invest between 10 to 15% of your annual income. But also, you don't have to start with such a large amount right away. Like, I think 1,000 pesos to start is pretty good. And by doing that, you can always increase that amount every month. You can have your regular contributions on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, or even an annual basis. It's really up to you and what you think is right for yourself. And so, as an example, I'm going to share my current plan. So every month, I try to deposit between 5,000 to 10,000 into my Dragonfly account to either add to my current position or buy a new stock. So when I first started, I would just add 1,000 every month until I could buy a sizable position. So that's one of the great things about dividend investing. You're never really rushing to buy a stock. So you can, if you start with 1,000, you can accumulate that pool of money before you can make an investment. Because again, dividend investing is not about rushing to buy a stock or getting invested. So why should you do this? You should do this because it will help you grow your portfolio over time, allowing you to grow your investment and passive income. In the end, you have to try your best to stay consistent and disciplined with your investments, but always remember to prioritize your needs before you can commit to any monthly contributions for that consistency. And the next thing is something similar to making regular contribution, and that's reinvesting your dividends. So the main goal of this part is to benefit from the power of compounding by accumulating more shares with the money you've earned from dividends. That leads to increased dividend income and the potential for capital appreciation. So if you don't have to spend your dividends, or if you don't need to withdraw it for any reason, I think it's better to just reinvest them. And then nice thing about this is that you can increase your position or make a new investment without having to shell or deposit more money of your own. So that's pretty useful, right? And so if for those who follow our investing club, we recently had a trade alert for C-REIT. And because I also follow our own investing club, the half of my position in C-REIT was actually paid for by dividends I earned this year. So you can see how dividends will really help you in your investments. But what you should be aware of when you first start, because I know that when you start, you can't always buy a huge amount of shares, right? So when you first earn your dividends, that isn't really big enough to invest with. So what a good way to do is to accumulate your dividends until you have enough to invest with. And eventually, as you keep accumulating more shares, either through regular contributions or dividend reinvesting, your dividend income will be large enough to invest with, and hopefully large enough to retire with. And on the next slide, we have some examples of good companies with good dividend yields. So we have AREIT, Citicorp, PLDT, Aboitiz, and Meralco. Of course, there are a lot of other companies with good dividend yields, and it's up to you to determine whether or not that company is right for your investment portfolio. And the final part, when it comes to designing your passive investment strategy, is diversification. So you have to diversify your portfolio. Having too many stocks from one sector is not good, because if that sector faces a challenge or for some reason, fails, and hopefully it doesn't, your entire portfolio is at risk. So there's nothing in your portfolio to mitigate that sector risk. So that's just one reason, spreading your risk. Another is to benefit from the opportunities and trends across different sectors, securities, and geographical regions or markets. So you might want to create a portfolio that holds stocks in financial, service, or property sector, and sometimes even in bonds. So for example, if you're in your 30s, you could hold 70% in equities and 30% in bonds. That's diversification. Now, you also don't have to just diversify your portfolio with just stocks. You can do it with funds. There are funds for bonds, there are funds for stocks and REITs, and there are even funds that will pay you monthly income. But what I want to focus on is the funds that give you access to foreign markets. So I'm sure a handful of you already know about the AI trend and how the Philippines, we don't really have a tech sector to diversify into like the US. Next slide, please. So the next best thing is to invest in a fund that gives you exposure to AI, for example. As you can see on the table below, over the past decade, the US indices have outperformed us, specifically last year, where our index fell 1.77%, while the Nasdaq, because of AI, rose 54%. So, in order to diversify into technology and AI and reap its returns, the cost-effective way to do this is to invest in a fund that helps you gain exposure to US tech stocks like Nvidia, Apple, or Microsoft. Yeah, so to summarize, you gotta have the right research tools, educational materials to supplement your investment decisions. You have to make regular contributions, reinvest your dividends, and diversify your portfolio.
Franco, before you move on, can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to clarify some things. So, if you look at this slide, you'll see that the first decade of the new millennium, the Philippines outperformed the US market actually to the tune of almost like 8%. Tapos, the flip switch, right? What does this show you? This shows you that it's really important to diversify within and across asset classes. That gives you a more consistent and stable returns. Okay, ako, personally, I invest in both the Philippines and the US. And may strengths talaga ang Philippines and may concomitant strengths rin ang US market. So in the Philippines case talaga, the main strength of the Philippines is from my point of view is really dividend paying stocks. Why? Because the US has gone I think Franco showed you a slide when yung I was yung nagkaroon ako ng technical interruption. In the US, ang naging favored na talaga form of what they call capital return is buybacks. So bumaba na ng bumaba ang dividend yield. Why? Because institutional investors in the US, they told their investing companies, don't give us dividends because if you give us dividends, that's an immediate taxable event. So instead of giving us dividends, support the stock by way of buybacks. That's why naging ideal talaga to invest in Philippine companies. And as Franco mentioned, the minority investors align sila with the controlling shareholders here in the Philippines because the controlling shareholders, they benefit by giving dividends. So thank you, Franco. Go ahead, please. Oh, so it's my part.
Yeah.
Okay, so why did we create Dragonfly? All right. So we created Dragonfly because we saw two barriers to there's two major barriers to getting invested. The first one is the knowledge gap. Like we explained this earlier. So we've already explained why fallacy yung sinasabi na it's too risky because actually the risk is not investing. We've already said the fallacy about I don't have enough money because actually it takes very little to start getting invested. Okay, the third one is I don't know where to begin. And among the three reasons, ito yung pinaka-valid. Okay. And we understand that. That's why sa Dragonfly, what we did is beyond the technology, beyond the advanced technology that we infuse, we really focus on education and knowledge resources to help you become a better investor. Okay. Let me give you an example. Kasi we understood that talaga people sometimes you don't know where to start, you're lost in the wilderness. So ginawa namin, we designed Dragonfly to be a very veritable inclusive community of fellow investors. So last December, we started what is known as the Investing Club, wherein the Dragonfly research team, we grow and manage a model dividend portfolio using the dividend harvest strategy. And if you follow us since December, makita mo, even though the market has fluctuated wildly, we're actually up around 20% based on invested capital from last December alone. It's actually, the fund is doing really, really well. So as part of the club, you get trade alerts. So you get trade alerts before the club buys and sells any stock. You get analysis and research and education. Tapos, we doubled down on this. Next slide, please. We doubled down on this. We partnered with the best financial creators in the country, and we embedded their content into the Dragonfly app so that you can learn. You can watch, read, and learn from the country's top financial literacy creator. So you can see here the list of the different creators on our site. Okay. Next slide, please. For a more personalized touch, we have this program called the Goal Getters program. If talagang you're really in the dark, So you can schedule a consultation with me and the research team para we can help guide you on where to get started in your investing journey. All right, next slide. Okay, we also have a lot of webinars and tools. May mga passive investing kami ebooks that you can download from our site. Next slide. Okay. The second barrier that we saw was talagang there was friction in terms of getting invested. Why? Kasi this is where technology comes into play. We really exerted a lot of effort to give users the best possible user experience. So it's easy investing at your fingertips. So we are the first broker to be approved for eKYC. So you can open your account and fund it through InstaPay, PesoNet, and whatnot, and you can start trading in as little as 30 minutes. Tapos we developed a lot of wealth building tools, such as the dividend screener, where you can screen for all the metrics that Franco mentioned earlier, that you can ascertain dividend safety, dividend growth, and margin of safety. Using the dividend screener, we have the dividend calendar and your transaction history, wherein you can track all the dividends that you're receiving in real time. Tapos we also have data at your fingertips. Okay. We realized it was clear, it was plain to us na not everybody has a finance background. Not everybody has an accounting background. So pag nakita nyo the way we laid out company-specific data within the Dragonfly app, ginawa namin in graphical format, easily digestible, even if you don't have a finance background. So you immediately can see, okay, tumataas ang revenue ng isang stock na to. You will have metrics like free cash flow, return on equity. That's if you click the valuation tab. We also have real-time news and company disclosure on specific stocks and your portfolio, so you don't even have to leave the Dragonfly app to search for news and disclosures. Tapos one thing that we integrated, again, kasi I really believe in diversifying within and across different asset classes. We've integrated into our mobile app. You can seamlessly shift yung funds nyo from stocks to funds. So we have the Manulife UITFs. We have the money market fund, which is earning like 4.99% net of fees and taxes. Next, please. So, okay, in a nutshell, okay, John, I know nababore ka na sa akin, but okay, in a nutshell, why did we start Dragonfly? So we want financial freedom to be within every Filipino's reach. Okay. By bringing learning and investing right at your fingertips. We want to help you achieve your life goals and plan for your retirement. So you can follow the creator circle. Next slide. So we want to help you dream ambitiously, live ambitiously by investing ambitiously. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, everyone. Thank you, John. I turn it back to you.
Thank you very much, John and Franco, for your presentation. It's very interesting investing strategy, dividend investing, and how dividends should be actually reinvested, so that you can maximize the power of compounding dun sa portfolio ninyo. And ang dami na nating questions typed in sa Q&A, even sa comment section. And I'm sure this is not only because of the merch that you will be giving away, but because the topic is really interesting. Okay. And I like that you shared a case study with the ICTSI and also gave some examples of high-yielding dividends. So I forgot to remind everyone that our webinar is for educational and informational purposes only. We're not giving investment advice. But if you do want to get solid investment advice, you do so from your stockbroker, just like Dragonfly. You can open an account with them and they take it forward from there. Okay, so guys, are you ready to take the questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, bring it on. Sige. So this will depend pala, no? Kung sino yung unang 5 kong babasahin, sila yung mananalo ng merch. So our first question is from Ritori Dioron. I'm not sure if I'm reading the name right, but considering the current economic climate, what factors should investors prioritize when selecting stocks for their portfolio? And how might they navigate market volatility to make informed investment decisions? So looks like our participant has been monitoring the market. It's been quite challenging. In the first quarter, paakyat na. Tapos suddenly may geopolitical tension wiped out the gains, but looks like the past few days we've been gaining it all back. So what are your thoughts on this, John?
Yeah, alam mo, actually, you gotta be opportunistic about this. So, as I mentioned, I've been trading for 23 years. Mali yung sinabi na 22, 23 na. 23 na ako ngayon, tumatanda na ako. So, I've been trading for 23 years. And every time ganito yung situation wherein, alam mo, rates have peaked, inflation has peaked. Okay, now it's a matter of when, not if, the global central banks lowers the cost of capital by lowering interest rates. Parang forward-looking talaga. Within the next 1 to 2 years is very bullish for risk assets. Kasi why? So I'll give you two potential outcomes. Okay. The first outcome is actually this is my favorite outcome. I hope this happens. The first outcome is the higher cost of capital leads to deterioration of economic activity. All right. And this one actually will cause the Federal Reserve of the US and global central banks to cut rates more aggressively. And gusto ko to. Why? Kasi over the past two years, sa sobrang lakas ng US economy, it's actually palagi iniisip ng tao, is it mid-cycle? Is it early cycle? But once magkaroon ng recession yan, they will be forced to cut rates aggressively and magkakaroon ng first cycle playbook which benefits the PSEI companies. Why? Kasi the PSEI companies are cyclical stocks. Cyclical stocks benefit in this environment. Okay, the second alternative is the second potential outcome is, okay, the US economy remains strong, remains robust, so inflation remains elevated more than what people gusto nila magiging 2%, but it stays a little bit higher at the 3% level, then this will pressure yung mga cyclical stocks like the Philippines, which for me again is an opportunity. Kasi why? I want to pick up more dividend paying stocks at lower prices. Why? Kasi ito na yung inflection point na sinasabi ko eh. The inflection point, so dividend stocks like REITs and whatnot, these guys are called bond proxies, diba? Bond proxies sila kasi they react like bonds. But again, nape-pressure mga bond proxies when interest rates are volatile. Pero when the terminal rate is already there, na okay, peak na yung rates, tas alam mo pababa siya, whether ma-delay or not, this is your opportunity to pick them up. Kaya nga dapat palagi ko message is sa mga magagandang growth stocks like A-REIT and whatnot, palagi my message is defend the 6.5 to 7% yield. It's time to defend that kasi it won't be there forever. Sorry, long-winded answer, but yeah.
Okay, thank you, John, for that one. So I guess the takeaway there, if the stock is regularly paying dividends and has a higher dividend yield than normal, then the investor can just focus on the long-term prospect and not be affected by the volatility.
Correct.
And if ever prices do go down, I just want to go back dun sa sinabi mo kanina that peso cost averaging is not really the best way to go without discretion. So
Correct.
they must keep on buying the good stocks at good price levels. So they can see probably market volatility as an opportunity to add to the position.
Correct. John, if you don't mind if I can add to that a little bit.
Sure, of course.
Sobrang perfect yung sinabi mo na yan eh. Kasi like, for example, I saw a lot of people rush into mga REITs, diba? In 2022. Pero in 2022, the global center banks, it was well telegraphed na aggressively they were gonna hike rates. That was the absolutely wrong time to invest in REITs. Dapat you invest REITs when rates have peaked, not during the start of a hiking cycle.
All right. Well, on that point, REITs, meron tayong question sa Facebook. I don't know your real name, but I think this is Joey Joey. Si Joey Joey is asking, okay po ba mag-invest for dividend play sa mga REIT stocks in the PSE? So we do have a dividend yield index, top 20 dividend paying companies over the last 3 years. Ilan dyan mga REITs? So kanina si Franco was giving an example about his C-REIT experience wherein
Yes.
half of his portfolio is actually paid for by the dividends he received. What are your thoughts on this, Franco?
Okay.
Yeah, so REITs are really a good investment for dividend paying stocks because as for those who don't know, the REITs are required by the REIT law to pay out 90% of their taxable income to shareholders. So every year you would receive dividends. And what you should also be aware of is that not every that you shouldn't over allocate your portfolio into REITs because not every REIT is the same in a sense that they provide a good return in both dividend growth and capital price appreciation. So there are a few REITs that are really worth investing, but I don't want to give them out because we're not really meant to advise you on what to buy right now. So if you can definitely check our research on that. But yeah, REITs are really are promising investment, especially later on when they start cutting interest rates. That's when we'll see better growth in the portfolios of all these REIT companies. And just a tip, when you invest in a REIT, you wanna a good rule of thumb is to compare the dividend yield of your REIT to the Philippine 10-year bond. Because if your REIT investment yields a better return, then it's worth pursuing. If not, then the 10-year bond provides a better risk-free investment.
Yeah. Can I add, John? Sorry,
Of course,
I
go
know
ahead.
limited yung time natin. So, when I see sa mga Facebook, there's a lot of REIT investors talaga interested in REITs. Why? For good reason. Kasi nakita nila mataas yung yield. Again, this shouldn't be your primary motivator na hindi naman pwede 100% of your portfolio, your passive income strategy is devoted to REITs. As a matter of fact, yung parang the higher, this is from the REIT Association of America. Imagine, this is from the REIT Association of America. Even the REIT Association of America is saying that your maximum REIT exposure sa passive income strategy mo should be around 30%. That will give you the highest Sharpe ratio. Sharpe ratio, for those who don't know, is yung risk-return trade-off. So it gives you the highest return for every percent of risk. So don't overload your portfolio with REITs. Kailangan meron ka diversification. That's why kami Franco mentioned C-REIT. I love C-REIT kasi it's not tied to the office property sector. Then the others are more tied to the office property sector. Choose the ones that are more diversified.
Okay, thank you guys. Tama yan, just give them the tip of the iceberg of what you can offer and what advice you can give. So if you want to hear more about what Dragonfly has to offer, then of course you know what to do next, right? To open an account with them. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Jay Ranoco is asking, ito siguro mas para sa iyo to, John, given your 23 years of experience in the market. What recommendation would you give to someone who is nearing 60 years old? For sure, that's not you, John. But what recommendation? Kasi kanina parang kakampi kasi ng investor yung long time horizon eh.
Correct.
But what if I'm close to retirement?
Yes.
Any investment or savings portfolio that you would recommend to a person na nearing the retirement that would still give this particular individual a comfortable or at least a sustainable retirement payout?
Sure. So pag when you're nearing your 60s and retirement age, kailangan yung portfolio mo nag-shift na from more equity-like to more bond-like. So mas hinahabol mo na talaga fixed return. Okay. The great thing for yung mga people nearing their retirees right now, the one advantage of this inflationary period is tumaas talaga yung risk-free return mo. So you can invest in things like money markets, money markets that are tied to Banco Central bills. Actually, right now, like what I mentioned, it's yielding around 4.99% net. So imagine that, right? But of course, these things don't last forever kasi once the BSP and global central banks start cutting rates, bababa rin yung risk-free return. So you want to surround your portfolio rin with other dapat mas talagang mas pure dividend paying stocks na. But again, that should be a lower and lower percentage of your portfolio. We're talking about 50% or even less of your portfolio as stocks because you're close to retirement. I hope that answers your question, but happy to expound.
Thanks for the insights, John. If you want to learn more about investing nearing your 60s, you know how to reach John. Okay, we have a question here from Jeffrey C. So our fourth winner of the merch. Can I stick my investments to preferred shares that give me steady cash dividends and hold it until maturity? He cites, especially now, some preferred shares are selling at a discount. So aside from the dividends, he is expecting to get some capital gains upon the issuer's call date. No need to monitor the pref shares daily. What are your thoughts about this? Any of you guys take it?
Yep. I'll take it to Franco. So the pref shares, okay, they always have a place in your portfolio. But again, when you're thinking about investments, there's always a price to pay. Kumari, example, if you want high growth, syempre, hindi nagbabayad ng dividend. If you want ganon. In the case of pref shares, because again of the high inflationary environment, ang tataas ng mga fixed dividend yield niya right now. So that's ideal. But remember, in that case, wala siyang dividend growth. And we showed you the ICT example, right? Since wala siyang dividend growth, pag kumari nag-mature yung pref shares na yan, what you will have on the other side of the tunnel is reinvestment risk. So you get this, once na redeem na yan, then you cannot replicate that level of return. That's why ako yes, make it part of your portfolio, but also look into dividend growth stocks.
You know what? We have so many questions coming in. A lot about the investing strategy, but I guess I want to take a little shift now to the Dragonfly app since it's a new service. You recently launched it. I'm combining two questions, so I hope you'll give an extra winner since pumili ako ng isa from Facebook. So I'm combining the questions from James Mazo and Junel Sabado. Okay. I'll start with Junel's question. So what's your edge over other online stockbrokers? I won't mention na kung sino yung binanggit niya. So what's your edge over the other online stockbrokers, considering that Dragonfly is, I would say, the new kid on the block. So one of the newer brokers around. And si James Mazo naman already took the first step. He already signed up with Dragonfly. So how do he start investing? How will he start investing? How do I start investing? Any considerations that I need to know before investing? So yung edge nyo muna, and now na nakapag-open na ng account sa inyo, how do they take the next step?
All right. Okay. I'll answer this more extensively. So first of all, yung edge namin, as you can see talaga technologically, okay. I'm trying to thread the needle here kasi ayoko naman superlative too, John. But I'm trying to thread the needle. Obviously, technologically, talaga that's by far our biggest edge. You've seen talaga in the past, a lot of brokers, yung technology could not handle the scale, speed, and throughput necessary to service a lot of clients. In our case, Dragonfly actually shares the same technology as the largest brokerage in the US. So we are more than able to handle any type of volume that you guys have. Secondly, as you see, yung user interface talaga namin, we've really taken pains to take out all the frictions necessary for you to open an account. And once you open an account, we've embedded so many tools and researches, so many educational tools and resources to help you in your investment journey. We mentioned the Investing Club, where you can follow me as I manage a real money model portfolio, my passive income strategy. Then you have the Creator Circle, where you just don't have to follow you can follow the voices of other fellow investors. Again, it's a veritable community, inclusive community of fellow investors, and I feel those are the things that give us an edge. Beyond the technology, it's really we try to target the entire value chain of investing. What was the second question po, John?
Sorry. Ayan, the second question is, okay, na-convince mo na, nag-open na ng account sa Dragonfy sa'yo si
Okay.
James Mazo. So now, ano naman yung next step? So paano siya mag-start mag-invest?
Okay, Sir James, thank you for opening. First step, if you want, you can schedule a goal getter. You actually get to speak with me directly. You can schedule a Zoom call with me, and I'll guide you through the process of your investing journey. Secondly, sign up. Pag nakita niyo sa app, pag nakita mo sa mobile app mo, go to the Investing Club and sign up to our Viber alerts and notification so you can get the trade alerts before we buy and sell any stock.
Wow. Really a direct consultation with you, John. I don't know how
Yes.
you can manage this when you already have hundreds of thousands of accounts already. Baka hindi ka na matutulog.
Next ano. That's a high class problem.
All right. Well, maraming salamat no sa ating mga participants. Napakaganda ng mga questions na inyong sinend. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to answer all of them. But good news is we can extract all of those questions typed in. We will send them to Dragonfy so that Dragonfy can respond to your questions offline after the webinar. Okay, so huwag kayong mag-alala. Magkakaroon ba tayo ng mga webinar sessions next month and in the coming months pa. So hopefully we also get to invite our guests from Dragonfy to join us again in the coming webinars. So at this point, maybe we can ask key takeaways from our speakers. We'll start with Franco and then with John.
So my key takeaway from all of this is that when it comes to dividend investing, this consistency and discipline is probably the thing that will set you apart from other dividend investors as well, because because of the time and dedication that you put into growing your passive income portfolio. And through time, as you make these regular contributions, you will see towards the end, if you're going for your retirement or any other goal, you will see at the end of it how much your portfolio has grown over the years. And yeah, so discipline and consistency when it comes to dividend investing is really a key part of it.
Okay. Before I give my spiel,
Thank you, Franco. How about you, John?
Before I give my spiel, I saw questions asking where to download the app. Please download Dragonfy 2.0. Type Dragonfy 2.0 in iOS and the Google, Android store. And yeah, kasi it's our next generation app. We listen to our clients. We kept on iterating and making it better, and we'll never stop. Okay, my key takeaway is you gotta start early and often. Okay, the reason talagang I'll be honest, the reason why I really understand the investor is 23 years ago I had nothing. I started with nothing. Talagang I don't have a family business to rely on, and everything that I have comes from investing. And like I tell the team, last year was my 21st straight year of profitability, and I owe everything to investing. And the best thing that I ever did in my life was to start talaga early. And I really hated withdrawing money from my investment accounts. I just wanted to keep compounding and compounding. Tapos learn. That's the most important thing. People assume na, oh, kailangan easy to. But when has it ever been the case na anything great in life happens easily, right? There's no such thing. There's no such thing in life. Kailangan you have to have the patience, perseverance to learn investing. If you want to get, this is one of those endeavors that the more you put into it, the more you get back in return. That's it.
Wow. Very inspiring words from John. And Actually, galing din ni Franco, no? Very young, but already being able to give advice to older people. So
Thank you.
kudos to the two of you. I invite everyone to give our guests a warm round of applause, a virtual warm round of applause to John and Franco. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us, John and Franco, for sharing your expertise and advice. Thank you also to our participants for actively engaging. O, teka lang ha, wag muna kayo umalis kasi may announcement na ng winners. Okay, congratulations to our winners of the Dragonfly merch. I actually have a tote bag. That's nice, no? Very useful. So, eco-friendly pa. So, congratulations to our winners of the Dragonfly merch. Okay, so Dragonfly will reach out to you on how to claim your prize. Okay, so again, salamat po muli sa mga nanood ng aming webinar. I hope you had a great time and learned a lot from our speakers. I sure did. So kung nag-enjoy kayo sa webinar and want to stay updated with the latest stock market news, pwede nyo i-follow ang Philippine Stock Exchange sa aming official social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Pwede nyo rin puntahan ang aming PSE Academy website. That's www.pseacademy.com.ph if you want to gain access to free tools na makakatulong sa inyo sa pag-aaral tungkol sa stock market. You can also learn more about our market education initiatives through this platform. Mag-sign up na kayo when you visit that PSE Academy website. Okay, so if you have mga inquiries for the PSE's market education team, please do email the Market Education Department via academy@pse.com.ph. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, ako po si John Garcia. Mabuhay po ang mga manggagawang Pilipino. So naway magkaroon tayo ng maginhawang pagre-retiro in the future.